Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I wasn't sure if I record the video today for you, but I have a number of topics to go through and I think this might be some good content for you. This morning I woke up not only to the video from Philadelphia showing another tragedy that I will be addressing in a second, showing you one of the video. But I also woke up to the quote from one of the greatest American professors, who I believe is still alive. I think he's 96 years old. His name is Chomsky. His last name is Chomsky, who said that nobody is going to pour truth into your brain. It is something you have to find out for yourself. So here we are, everyone, on this constant search for the truth. Because I don't know about you, but I will say it for myself. Lately, everything I see, I question. I question the information that we have been provided. I question the number of victims. I question if the plane was a plane. And I question if there was a pilot or there was nobody on board the helicopter, for example. So I want to show you this video. And I'm not trying to minimize the tragedy because this is another tragedy and we are at war. This is indeed a spiritual war, no question about it. If you think that they are going down easily, the dark forces, they are not. So let's look at this video and you tell me in the comments down below if you think that that's how the planes crash, because it just looks I don't know, it just looks really weird to me. I will mute the sound here. So this is from the latest tragedy, as you can see right here. Let me go back again. Let's look at it again at the speed of it. Is it normal? Is it normal that the plane crashes that fast? Maybe it is. Like, what do I know? But something again is very, very shady about it. Apparently, there was a little girl that was flying from the hospital on the way back home. And 6 people, I think, have been killed, if I'm not mistaken. The tragedy on the ground, the level of destruction. And let me take you to my Instagram because I come a lot of things on my Instagram. I'm gonna play you a little clip from a witness there. So let me mute myself.
Will disappear.
See everything, but you just see the plane get lower and lower. Then yesterday it was the planes like, damn, what's going on?
Aviation expert, and he was saying that angle, Jason, and it came down so.
If you look up, if you can go over there right now, while I'm coming out the gym, you see cars that wasn't even close to the plane. It's caught fire. They're completely done. You can't see. I showed you the pictures. It's messed up, man.
And to see
all shit on fire. They trying to put it out there. You see kids running out. It's not right, man. And then I don't know if this was purposely done or not, but what I do know, man, to be honest, I don't think nobody's safe. I think everybody needs to protect themselves by any means possible. Like, what can we do? What can we do? If it's happening now, what can we do? Like, we had no control of that. Can't nobody expect that. You cannot see that coming.
Yes, what can we do? Well, I think what we can do besides praying, we can try to do the research and look for as much information as we can find, because the more truth we find, the more truth is revealed, the less power those forces have, in my personal opinion. I don't know how you think about it. What is your opinion? Very welcome to put in the comments down below. I approach everything that we are living right now, not just from the three-dimensional point of view, but from the wider spectrum of events. And I will end this video today with something that a lot of you might be thinking this is totally off, but you never know, because that's how many of those people operate. So what's going on besides that tragedy, again, trying to terrify people in United States? We have this, which is pretty major, from Daily Wire, exclusive. Trump bans Intel officials who pushed Russian disinfo hoax from federal buildings. So you can read this article yourself. It's about Trump. President Donald Trump is taking further action against the 50 former intelligence officials who falsely suggested Hunter Biden's laptop was part of a Russian disinformation campaign, instructing agencies to also ban those individuals from stepping foot in the secure US government facilities, according to a memo obtained by the Daily Wire. And one of those people, here are some names mentioned, so let me read you this. This is coming as Kash Patel is being grilled, right? Well, there's day off, I believe, on weekend, but as he will probably very much likely be the next FBI director. So let me see the names. I think I had it right here, right here. Included in the list of individuals are prominent members of the intelligence community, including former CIA directors John Brennan, Michael Hayden, and Leon Panetta, who also at one time served as Secretary of Defense. It also includes the former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper and John Bolton, the longtime diplomat who most recently served under Trump as his national security advisor. You know, for sure, John Bolton, who likes to change the regimes in the countries. This is his specialty. Wherever he goes, that's what he does. And he likes war, you know, one of those, hungry for blood. Meanwhile, what's going on with Ukraine, everyone? Well, European Union is kind of, I don't want to use a bad word, but let's say something in their pants, okay? You know what I mean. That you need pampers for it. So we have Europe divided over the situation in Ukraine. This is article from Mer news agency. I believe this is from Iran, but it's all over the world right now. So EU divided over Western troops in Ukraine. And it goes like this. Berlin opposes the idea partially because it does not want to commit ahead of its February elections, the Times citing multiple military and diplomatic sources. The Baltic states and Poland, among Kiev's most vocal supporters throughout the conflict, are reportedly concerned that such a deployment would divert NATO's attention and resources away from their defense, leaving them exposed. The UK, France, and the Nordic nations are the most vocal advocates for a Western peacekeeping missions. So yeah, because they are, I mean, the UK and France, they are not next to Ukraine, right? So they have the most to say, isn't it ironic? However, among them, officials worry that the EU would not be able to carry out the operation without US involvement. I mean, hello, like common sense. Yeah, but, you know, do they have any common sense? A European diplomatic source told the Times that Washington's participation would be necessary because they have capabilities that all of Europe lacks. So at the end of the day, let's face the truth. Europe is not able to sustain this project by itself. We know this, including the ability to retaliate at scale if needed. Yep. US President Donald Trump has previously stated that Washington should not provide troops or funding for such a mission. Kiev's European backers, did I say backers? Backers, not bakers, backers. Well, they are baking people. That's not funny, actually. Were also reportedly irked, I don't know this word, by Ukrainian, I think they were triggered, that's what it means, by Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, I think it's Volodymyr Zelensky, mistake here, recent demand for a minimum of 200,000 peacekeepers, a number the EU alone would struggle to provide. Moscow has consistently rejected the idea of Western-led peacekeepers in Ukraine. Earlier this week, senior Russian diplomat Rodion Miroshnik warned that any military force entering Ukraine without Russia's consent would be considered a legitimate military target. So, yeah, the Kremlin could perceive a large-scale NATO troop deployment in Ukraine as a significant threat to Russia, potentially serious enough to trigger another mobilization wave. Alexei Zuravlyev, first deputy chairman of the Russian State Duma Defense Committee, warned on Friday. Some EU officials believe a non-Western UN peacekeeping force composed of troops from more natural countries such as India, Bangladesh, or China would be a wiser alternative. This approach, they argue, would not require US participation and might be more acceptable to Moscow. So what Dmitry Peskov said, who is a Kremlin spokesman, he said in December that any talk of deploying peacekeepers is moot at this point, given that Zelensky signed a law banning any talks with the current Russian leadership. So we still go back to that document that was signed by Zelensky. So that's what's going on, everyone. Europe is maybe finally facing the truth, because how they gonna sustain this project by itself? They simply can't. And this is just pure logic. You don't have to be a military expert, right? Like, US doesn't support it, so Europe will not support it. So since we are on the topic of European Union, let me show you what kind of shenanigans are happening here, because I haven't really talked much about Europe since mainly in US. A lot of stuff is going on. This is the fresh article I came across today. Prohibition of paying in cash. They announced the date of the new restriction. So what is this? Well, the ban on paying more than 10,000 euros in cash has been adopted by the European Union. The European Parliament has adopted a package of laws according to which purchases from 10,000 euros will have to be carried out using a bank account. However, when paying over 3,000 euros, you will have to show an ID card. And the European Union wants to limit money laundering. Who's talking? And terrorist financing with the new ban. This is how they justify this, right? The ban on paying in cash will apply from 10,000 euros. The Council of the European Union and the European Parliament agreed on the matter, as a result of which the European Parliament adopted a package of laws introducing the restriction. I think there was a date mentioned here, so let me just scroll down and see. Yes, prohibition of paying in cash. So there is a deadline for this to be in a full existence. I mean, I think European Union by then is no más, nada más. That's it, finito. The new ban on paying in cash over 10,000 euros is to come into force from 2027. So guys, what do you think? It says more a little later, the restriction will apply to sports clubs. The deadline for the end of the transitional period has been set for them in 2029. So what do you think? Will European Union exist? We have 2025. Do you think 2027 European Union still exists, or it doesn't? I don't think it will. So it's really pointless. And I think we have to mention what's going on with Russian gas and also Europe, because right here we have an article from TASS from today. Gas prices in Europe rise by 6% to $517 in January. The main factors behind this increase were the high rate of withdrawal from European storage facilities amid cold weather and the cessation of Russian gas through Ukraine. And there was one article before that one which talks about Russian gas exports to Europe via Turk Stream hit record high in January. Supplies via the Turk Stream gas pipeline to European countries in January increased by 2% comparing to December 2024 and jumped by 27% compared to January 2024 to 1.56 billion cubic meters. Those of you who are interested in details, you are welcome to read it. The link will be attached down below in the description box, as I always do. Just scroll down all the way below the video. I'm thinking if I should leave this video, not with the comment of the day, but with a very conspiracy theory video that I came across on Instagram. Some of you might think this is totally off, but some of you might open a little bit your mind to what is a chance that something like this is actually taking place and people don't know. Because I believe there is some truth in it. Maybe not completely, but there are some aspects of this video that talk about the truth. Let me mute myself and I show you this clip, and we will end the video after that.
Recent plane crash was a ritualistic Freemasonic incantation sacrifice for the Super Bowl. Now, all this is based on the numerical spectrum of the Freemasonic order, because 33 is basically the embodiment of a Freemasonic number, and 33 is connected to a form of the Black nobility eagle that is equated to the Philadelphia Eagles, that is basically the symbology of patriarchy. You cannot also negate the fact that the airplane took off on runway 33. Now, this is also esoterically connected to the number 13, which is a matriarchal number. Now, 13 is also working in tandem with the Chiefs because it's connected to the indigenous people that was connected to Turtle Island. So you got plane 64 crashing the helicopter number 3. So you take 6 plus 4 plus 3 equals 13, which is the embodiment of a matriarchal number. Now, one thing you got to understand about the technology of Black Hawk helicopters is that they're able to fly on an autonomous level because it came from the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency that works in tandem with artificial intelligence. So that means that a Black Hawk can fly without a pilot in sight. Now, when you understand that the universe is mathematical, you know that everything in the simulation is not a coincidence, because all this is basically esoterically connected to Kobe Bryant, because we're in the year of the snake and he was the Black Mamba. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles, they tweeted out this picture right here with a helicopter on Kobe Bryant's death anniversary, and telling y'all for the longest for about 2 years to stay off the airplanes, because scientifically, ionized particles have the ability to manipulate the photon light. The most recent plane crash was a ritualistic Freemasonic incantation sacrifice for the Super Bowl. Now, all this is based on the numerical.
Okay, so those of you who just need to approach everything like this, perhaps this video is too much for you. But those of you who have some awareness that numerology and numbers and certain rituals are crucial for certain group of people that operates in this way, you will understand what this man is talking about. And I will just leave it there, because now we cannot just approach the reality from very, very narrow, three-dimensional facts way. We simply can't, because we will never understand what's really going on. And we are at war. It's a spiritual war. Thank you so much for watching. If this resonates with you, hit the like, subscribe, share, leave the comments down below. And if you want to support my work, you have all the links, Patreon, PayPal, locals, and also my Instagram down below this video. Lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Bye, everyone.